Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we are diving headfirst into a really fascinating, highly effective framework, the Rock Church North E-Group Blueprint. We're actually going to unpack the official manual they use to drive their entire ministry, and together we'll discover the precise nuts and bolts mechanics of what makes a small group truly thrive. So let's just jump right in. Right out of the gate, the overarching mission of the TRCN E-Group ministry is crystal clear. It's all about creating simple, intentional, and laser-focused one-hour groups. We are not talking about sprawling, aimless hangouts here. This is a finely tuned environment that's designed for maximum impact.
Here is the exact game plan for today. First up, the E-Group vision. Second, the one-hour blueprint. Third, we'll look at guardrails for healthy groups. Fourth is roles and care structure. And finally, multiplication and growth. This perfectly mirrors how an actual E-Group sets expectations right at the start, so let's get to it.
Section 1. The E-Group Vision. Laying the foundation for apostolic growth.
Before we can understand the mechanics of how these groups actually run, we've got to uncover the vital why. Why do E-Group leaders do this every single week? Well, the entire manual is grounded right here in Acts chapter 2, verse 46. Breaking bread from house to house, they ate their food with gladness and simplicity of heart. I absolutely love that. It beautifully anchors the whole ministry. It's not some massive, complicated production. It's built on the pure joy and the sheer simplicity of house-to-house fellowship.
The macro strategy behind that house-to-house model relies on a super simple core equation. Large group worship plus small group fellowship equals apostolic growth. The manual makes it exceptionally clear. Small groups are the necessary engine for transforming a city. It's like a two-part engine, right? You literally cannot have that growth without the small group fellowship piece of the puzzle.
And to make that equation work on the ground, leaders are given a clear weekly vision. Connect with God, connect with one another, multiply the group. Leaders are instructed to actually repeat this critical triad out loud every single week. Why do that? Because that shared language keeps the groups evangelistic, it keeps them relational, and honestly, most importantly, it keeps them reproducible. Guests walking in immediately know exactly what to expect.
Section 2. The one-hour blueprint. Building the walls of your meeting. So we're shifting gears from that macro vision down to the highly practical how-to of running an effective group. And the absolutely crucial constraint of this entire blueprint is the number one, a strict one-hour limit for the entire meeting flow, start to finish. The manual emphasizes this heavily. Ending on time does so much. It models healthy boundaries, it totally respects people's busy lives, and it builds immense trust. It leaves people actually wanting to come back next week instead of feeling totally drained.
How do you fit it all in? Well, this single hour is built on a precise 9-step blueprint. The first 4 steps, welcome, praise, vision, and your icebreaker, they're designed to set expectations super quickly and lower people's walls. Then, boom, right into the Bible lesson and discussion. Now, the time constraint here is strictly 15 to 20 minutes. The manual stresses, hey, this is a lesson, not a sermon. Keeping the teaching concise ensures that the final steps, prayer, intentional fellowship, and wrapping up warmly, fit flawlessly into that single hour.
Section 3. Guardrails for healthy groups. Protecting the space.
Because, let's be real, a structure is only as good as the boundaries that protect it. To protect the space, you have to draw strict boundaries. So, E-groups are simple. They're evangelical, a place for prayer, and a leadership pipeline. But just as importantly, we need to know what they are not. They are not a debate space for arguing deep theology. They are definitely not a replacement for Sunday church. They are not a counseling office. And please, they are not a place for promoting your personal business or side hustle. Drawing these clear lines, it's a huge relief for leaders. It just takes so much pressure off.
To actually enforce those boundaries, the manual lists a few specific non-negotiables. The open chair posture means groups never become cliquey, closed circles. Approved teaching ensures everyone is aligned. A safe culture means absolutely zero gossip or shaming, none. And strict confidentiality guarantees that whatever is shared stays right there in the room. These guardrails protect unity, and they ensure the focus stays purely evangelistic.
Section 4. Roles and care structure. The team setup.
Okay, so we've got the blueprint, we've got the guardrails, now let's talk about the people who make this a reality. The big overarching theme here is reassuring leaders that they are never, ever expected to minister alone. To keep things healthy, they use this shared language of letter codes. X is the leader who facilitates and shepherds,
XA is the apprentice, actively learning so they can lead a future group. You've got your H, the host, managing the physical environment. C is the connector, whose sole job is to intentionally connect with guests. And honestly, my personal favorite, T, the timekeeper, who gently but firmly ensures the group protects that precious 1-hour rule.
Now, life happens, right? What happens when a team encounters something totally beyond their scope? This brings us to a really critical definition: ECR, or extra care required. This is a specific crisis posture for when someone needs help that goes way beyond a volunteer leader's basic training. We're talking safety concerns, severe mental health crises, or abuse. The manual explicitly defines ECR to completely remove the massive pressure of providing pastoral care or professional counseling from the average leader's shoulders.
So, it begs a very real, very vital question. What exactly happens when a member needs counseling or experiences a severe crisis right in the middle of your group? Honestly, this addresses the #1 fear most people have before stepping up to lead. How do I handle complex emotional situations?
Well, the manual provides a crystal clear escalation protocol for exactly this. Step 1, pray and offer compassion immediately. But listen, do not attempt to counsel them yourself. Step 2, escalate. Bring it to a coach, a division leader, or a pastor. Step 3, follow TRCN confidentiality guidelines to protect the person while you're getting them help. The reassuring mantra they use throughout this entire section is simply this: a leader who escalates is a leader who cares. You do not have to fix it, you just have to connect them to the right help.
But what about the smaller disruptions? Like when someone brings up an off-topic, highly debated doctrinal question right in the middle of your perfectly timed lesson. They have an incredibly practical 4-step method for this to protect the group's flow. 1, affirm them. Just say, hey, that's a really good question. 2, park it. Say, I don't want to rush it or derail tonight's focus. 3, connect. Let me get your info after group and connect you with the pastor. And 4, follow through. Make sure you actually do it within 24 to 48 hours. It is such a brilliant way to handle disruptions respectfully without losing all your evangelistic momentum.
Section 5, Multiplication and Growth, Raising the Roof.
This right here is the thrilling climax of the whole E-group narrative. We are shifting our focus from just maintaining a healthy group to actively multiplying it. And the magic number here is 12. The manual reveals that the absolute sweet spot for adult attendees is right around 12 people. When a group is consistently hitting 10 to 15 adults, it is officially at capacity, and it's time to multiply so you can make room for more guests.
Which leads perfectly into the concept of the open chair. The manual reiterates that the open chair is a daily practice. It's not just some cute metaphor. Growth is intentionally expected, and the only way you can possibly handle that growth is if the leader is actively developing that ZA, the apprentice we talked about earlier, so they are totally ready to step up and lead when the time comes.
This gives us a really powerful reframing of how we view small groups. Multiplication is success, not loss. So often groups resist multiplying because, let's be honest, it feels like a sad breakup of your close-knit family. But this completely flips that fear on its head. Launching a new group is a massive kingdom victory. It's the active, living development of new disciples and new leaders.
So we've seen the vision, that strict 1-hour blueprint, the safeguard rails, the team roles, and the ultimate goal of multiplication. It really is a masterful system for focused learning and spiritual growth. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a final, provocative thought to take away from our explainer today. Look at your own life. Look at your own leadership. Who is sitting in your open chair next week?